she'd be late every month, dude, of her period.
All right, go. Wait on a second, dude. We're live. Hang on. What's up? I don't know if anyone's in there. Let's find out. Let me see. I gotta open it up. Wait on a second, dude. We're live. All right, I gotta mute that shit. Up? I don't know if anyone's in there. Let's find out.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Flaming Sheila and Luis Ramirez. People will come.
Comics.
I'm gonna pop out. I'm popping out the chat so I don't have to look at the whole thing. That's what she said.
And DT.
Dude, if my hot covers video that's coming out on Monday, dude. Oh man, dude, I talk some serious crap about Liefeld, dude. Just a second. Oh, look at Issues is here on time.
1 second. 1 second.
Why am I not a Blue Wrench, man?
All right, dude.
I gotta find some Legos to breakdance on again.
Are you gonna be good, dude?
What is good mean?
Dude, I'm always good.
Dude, Hulk is like bans people, dude. If I chat,
I only ban other YouTubers. That is it.
Dude, don't do it. I don't want you to
YouTuber and you come in the chat. I'm gonna have to ban you some point of the show. Just know that.
Oh, dude, I talk so much crap about the Superman. Like, I'm doing my hot covers video, right? And then I said, well, hang on a second. I bust out the Superman Liefeld cover, and I'm like, dude, this thing's horrible.
Oh, dude, that is a bad cover.
I want to, like, buy one and see him in person and go, why, dude? I just want to ask him why and have it filmed.
He'll punch you in the face.
No, he ain't like that. I've seen people talk trash.
He banned Issues.
Yeah, he blocked me.
He blocked him.
Yeah, but he can't block you when you're standing at Comic-Con.
Sure he can.
Oh, yeah, he can.
He can't get you out.
Dude, he's like a god in the comic book world.
It is crazy.
What?
Whoa,
he's like
dude.
a god among men in the comic
He's
book.
like Bernie Wrightson.
Hulk, I gotta tell you something, man. I've had a rough day. If you're gonna fuck with me this quickly into the show, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Question, Issues. Was this the last day just between us?
Just between us, aren't we?
They don't know what we're talking about.
No, next week, Wednesday.
Cool. So I know people are about to come in, but what's gonna, eventually this, I'm gonna put that little thumbnail on it. People watch it later or whatever. But basically, what I wanted to do, or what we kind of wanted to do, and I put it in the title, but first, me and Hulk Nuts made a trade, and you know what? I've never done a trade before. That sounds crazy, but not like slabs, right? I've done trades when I was younger, but me and Hulk did a trade, and I wanted to talk about Issues' special little thing over there the other day where I was in the chat with Issues and all hell broke loose, and he was winning everything. And then I don't know if you already talked about that or not, because I'm not really all over. I know you were on some shows or something, right?
No, I haven't been on like anything since then. I told some of the guys in my comic club about it, but that's about it.
Wow,
weren't you on like White Whale or something?
I did Mr. Miracle with him last week. That was before. That was
Friday.
Friday.
Okay, because I watched that today.
Yeah,
I'm behind. And then we were just kind of bullshit about stuff, I guess, and just kind of be whatever the cartel or whatever you want. I think it's fun.
Dude, that Cartel too.
That stuff that I won was insane, by the way.
It was what?
That stuff I won was insane, by the way.
I understand that, and we'll get to that because I'm excited because I want to talk all about that with you too for the next one, dude. Because the next one's crazy, and I have plans, dude. I'm gonna use your strategy, I promise. So, anyway, me and Hulk Nuts were talking about. I think Hulk's. I don't know how it went. Did I ask you or did you ask me? I think I
asked me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know about the one you had.
Yeah. So Hulk showed this. Well, here it is. Hulk showed this book right here. The Marvel Age 1298, right? This is Hulk's. It's mine now, but this was Hulk's. And I want it. And I'm a big, he's, like you said, you're not a huge Black Spidey fan, but I am. And a lot of people, and I'm not saying you're not, but a lot of people
say that you're a Black Spidey fan. Do you mean the suit or do you mean Miles?
We're not going there, dude. But the suit. I'm talking about the suit. And so, a lot of people don't think it's a key and all that, and I have to disagree with anyone that ever says that.
Well, then we could fight, I guess.
Okay, well, we'll do that, I guess. But so basically, Did I show you it or did I tell you about? So basically, I told Hulk about a spawn that I had that I really didn't want to trade it though. It's the I'll lock on you so you can show it.
Let me get this plastic that it came in out of the way.
I thought it would be funny to tape the shit out of it too.
Yeah, hilarious. Is there a glare on it?
Yeah, there you go. Hold it sideways a little and you're good. So he got the Spawn 227 like orange cover. I'm pretty sure those are pretty low print.
I think most of the Spawn in that era is low print.
Yeah, but I've been hanging on to that forever because I collect like homage covers for the 300s variant, and I kept saying, dude, that I kept thinking in my mind that book is going to light on fire in like a couple months. You know what I mean?
Especially McFarlane just released issue 290,
298
cover.
Yeah,
it's basically the homage to
298
Spider-Man with Chance.
Yeah, so that kind of. But you know, on the market right now, that book's less than this Marvel Age 12. So this Marvel Age 12 is about 200.
They're about averaging about 200 for a sale for a 9.8.
And then
some
that
higher,
one,
some lower. And this one's averaging about 140.
Really? I thought it was a little bit higher than that.
No, like I said, you know, I hooked you up. But I mean, I got a really good deal on it, so it's, you know, and I'm not a Spidey fan in any color, so.
Come on, man. So anyway, that was I guess, if anything, that was kind of my advantage for right now in the moment, that I was kind of playing hard to get because I didn't want to get rid of it. And he's not a big Spidey fan. He's more a Spawn fan. So it kind of worked out in both our favors, I guess, because I'm pretty sure eventually the book that you got now is going to be probably worth more than mine, or at least it'll heat up. It'll
spike, I'm sure. It's going to spike up once all this 300 business rolls around and all these variant covers. Well, however many covers are going to come out for issue 300. I mean, you figure there's got to be at least what?
Watch it.
McFarlane, Matina, and who else is done? Who's the other big?
Will Spatasio.
Yeah, I didn't want to say his name because I would have butchered it. But dude, you know, there's got to be at least 4 covers.
Well, even that, he's probably going to mass produce the shit out of it, dude. It's going to probably be his biggest selling book besides Spawn 1. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, no doubts. But I'm a big Spawn fan, so I'm not really worried about it. Spawn and Hulk are kind of like two of my big ones that I collect, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on giving up any Hulks either because I'm a big Hulk fan too. But and I'm hoarding Spawns, like low print Spawns right now. Every time I find one that's like scarce, I buy it. Like if I can find it in the wild. But that was like I had 2 of those black and white ones. That same one, 9/8.
Those are beautiful.
And I sold those a long time ago because the Spawn store is out here. McFarlane's lives out here, you know. So he used to have this big Spawn store, and you could drive to the other side of the valley and go in there, and there's books that are signed. They're everywhere. They had the black and white variants all over the place, and they're really hard to get back in that time when the 200s area, when he was doing all the homage covers, all of them. So I would go there a week early, and I would grab a stack, and I would flip them on eBay before they even came out. And I got those ones graded and ended up flipping them. I wish I never flipped a black and white because they're so expensive right now. I think
they're so incredibly hard to find. I never see them. Like, I just went to a con and literally I could not find a single Spawn outside of, well, I mean, you find issues from number 100 and under, and then you find the last like 15 issues. But from about that 105 to about 283, you just don't see them ever. I never see them. Maybe on the West Coast or something they have them, but in the West Coast, I never see them.
So do you think he dropped the print run on him? I mean, like,
yeah, I think the readership dropped out after issue 100, like dramatically. I mean, I think after 20 it dropped, and then once it hit issue number 100 when Angela died, and I think it dropped off big time after that. But that's when some of the sickest covers came out, like those Capullo covers and those homage covers, but they're hard to find. I never see them.
So do you think I should Well, Capullo started. When did he start? After 50, or was it before? Because I know Wills did the 50 cover, I think.
I think it was right around issue 50. That's when he started it. I don't know exactly.
Those are the more printed ones, though, don't you think? The
Yeah,
Capullo?
anything under 100, man, there's a ton of them. You see them everywhere. I see them everywhere.
Except for like 77, 97.
Well, there's a couple, but I'm saying generally under 100, you find those. But once they hit about issue 102, 101, 102, you just don't see them.
Yeah.
And then to about 284, you just don't really see any of those issues.
Yeah, I've been hunting. I'm going to keep hunting on it. Someone asked us what's all of our take on Immortal Hulk 14.
I didn't read it yet, so I can't participate in that question.
Well, I didn't read it either, but I mean, what's her name gets shot in the head, and then she's immortal.
Spoiler. I mean, kind of knew it was coming.
Thanks for the spoiler alert.
You got it, dude. That's what
I was gonna say. That's why I didn't really talk about it on my Instagram, because it was kind of new, so I didn't really want to put it out there and spoil it. That's why I kind of just gave that preview of when Betty died.
Yeah.
See, I just put that up. I figured that was kind of enough of a hint, maybe, to see what was going on.
So, here's my question for you guys. Like, well, now that we know, right? Now, do you think Immortal Hulk 15 is going to be the Immortal Red She-Hulk?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, because that's who she was. I mean,
I don't know for sure if they're going to do it that quick, though, or if there's going to be like a little bit of like a lead up to it. You know what's interesting, and Bill, you'll probably have a better answer on this than me, because I don't know what's coming up with tons of comics, but I'm pretty sure issue 16 for some reason has a 1 for 25 incentive variant. And that's weird to have a 1 for 25 just for like issue 16.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to spec on it, because mostly they just have one variant. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like a regular price cover. The last time that they had an incentive variant for Immortal Hulk was like issue 2. The Zafino was the last incentive for this book. They haven't done one since then. So now all of a sudden
was it an incentive, or was it just a regular variant?
No, the Zafino was an incentive. It was a 1 for 25 for issue 2. For issue 1, they did a 1 for 25 and a 1 for 50. And then for issue 2, they did a 1 for 25. And then everything else since then has just been a regular price, like
1 for 1.
Like the theme variants and stuff. Not like nothing crazy.
Well, that's a good way to spec. I mean, I would say, here's what I'm going to do. I mean, no matter what, I'm going to buy a shitload of 15s. And then if 16s too, if I can get them. And the thing is, though, do you consider the 14, since what we just said happened, like the first brief, just her opening her eye and being red and shit?
No, they're going to, because
I would say
Immortal Hulk's cameos. They don't even
it's like
those.
His teeth. It's just they're saying the first one for Immortal Hulk, right? It's like him smiling, his teeth, or like a fist, a finger, a hand.
So, well, I mean, the fact that she opened her eye and it's like red.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. The way that they're running this book, I would say that's like a first, right?
Or at least a cameo.
It's going to be a cameo.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to be her first appearance.
No, I know that.
So
well, yeah, but I mean, don't you think it's still going to be worth something? Like,
no, because look at Avengers 684. All right.
Yeah.
That's what his technically there was a mention, and then there was a couple cameos, and the cameos and the mention aren't worth anything. It's the 684 everybody wants.
Yeah.
And they call that the first appearance, and there's literally a whole panel of him stepping out of the cave. I mean, that's an appearance, but
I think right now,
whatever the market says.
I mean, there's a lot of talk right now too. There's a ton of people who are just like, and I know this is probably gonna piss you off because you're the Hulk guy. I don't have a dog in this fight, like as far as my opinion, but there's a lot of people out there who are like, why are we even acknowledging this as a first appearance? The Hulk is the Hulk is the Hulk. It's still the Hulk.
Yeah, I feel that way too, but
that's like when you have a comic and you change the name, like when you change Kamala Khan has her first appearance as Miss Marvel. When they make a new series and call it the Magnificent Miss Marvel, like, is that a new first appearance? He's still just the Hulk. It's still Bruce Banner, and he's still the Hulk. How is that?
Well, it's just like black suit Spider-Man. I mean, it's kind of just a character costume-ish kind of change, but it's still the same Peter Parker.
It's not I agree with you that costumes are not as important as some people make them out to be, but I mean, the Hulk didn't change costumes. He's still the Hulk.
Oh, I agree. I don't totally understand. That's why when they totally disregard those Civil War ones, those aren't even mentioned.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's still the Hulk, and they kept his origins are still the same. The gamma bomb, his father, they're touching on all that old stuff. Like, I mean, you've seen all those posts on my IG where I touch on all those old issues concerning, you know, his past, but it's still the same. It just got tweaked a little bit in terms of our understanding of it all. And there's more depth to it, and there's more to it than just, oh, he's just a side effect of a gamma bomb. There's way more to it, but yeah, I agree. Hulk #1 is still Hulk's first appearance.
Right. So, like, even these Immortal Hulk books may not have longevity. If you're talking about it from an investment viewpoint, even these ones, or even the Avengers 684, any of those, in the long run, you know, the market may dictate, well, you know what? We actually don't care. You just changed his name. He's still just the Hulk. And all of these books may drop in value.
I mean, I have a question, like, because I haven't read them all either, but I was reading in there, and this one, you have to kill him during the day and he'll die or some what is that?
Well, and somebody asked on my Instagram, like, I don't understand the whole immortality thing. I mean, in a very short answer, Bruce Banner can die. The Hulk can't. Like, remember, I don't know if you remember, like I said, I even touched on it when Bruce had ALS. He was going to die. And the reason he was so scared is because if he died, the Hulk was taking over. And he was going to get locked away, buried inside the Hulk, never to be seen again, just some little voice in the subconscious. So, like I said, the short answer is Bruce can die. I mean, you can wipe him out.
Why would they want to kill Bruce and just unleash Immortal Hulk not all the time?
Because they don't understand.
They didn't really understand that.
They didn't know that the Hulk would still come out. Like,
right.
You know, that's the part that takes off of the old series. Like, you know, I know, like, you guys were all around the same age. The original Incredible Hulk series, like, he becomes like Hulk at night. It's like a werewolf thing. Like, the nighttime is Hulk's time. I don't know if you guys are reading No Road Home, but like that line comes up in that book.
Say again. What line does it come up?
The nighttime is like the Hulk's time.
That was the original way.
That's what I'm trying to say, and that's what they brought back with the Immortal Hulk. That, like, the Hulk is going to come out at night. Like, that's still going to be his time. So, you know, it gets kind of lost in there. But like Hulknut said, nothing's changed in terms, really realistically, in terms of the character's backstory. They really just kind of built a little bit on the darker stuff that Hulknuts has been kind of highlighting on his Instagram from all these old issues. And I've picked up a ton of them to read them because of him showing that. And it's really, if you are really a fan of Hulk, or you have just become a fan of Hulk through this Immortal Hulk series, if you're not going back and reading some of those books that Hulknuts is highlighting, you're really missing out on how deep this story actually is. Like, because Al Ewing's not breaking the mold. He's really just building on something that some of these old Hulk writers did, like, 10 plus years ago. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what? Okay. So let me ask you this: did Betty Ross die then?
Yeah. You mean in this issue?
Yes.
Originally.
No, in this, because you're saying you can kill Bruce Banner, but the Hulk's going to come out forever, right? So It looks to me like they killed Betty Ross in this, and then she was dead. Then she came back. She's going to be a mortal red She-Hulk forever now, and Betty Ross is gone forever.
Well, she was gone forever the first time too, in the original run, but she came back after the Abomination killed her already once. So I mean, no one's dead forever. But yeah, I think you pretty much got it. I think they're going to do the same thing. Like, Betty dies, and then now this immortal red She-Hulk, that's a mouthful, is going to come out. But I don't think it's going to be as quick. I think Issues is right. I don't think
they might lag it.
Issue 15 is going to be this massive appearance.
Well, let me read you something real fast, and then we'll get past.
I just feel like they're gonna build to it, and like I said, I'm not so much on like the speculation side of things, but just as a collector, I like to own variant covers. I buy a lot of them. I know a lot of people think that's a waste of money. A lot of times I think it's a waste of money, but I think I even told Hulk Nuts like 3 or 4 weeks ago that they were soliciting a 1 for 25 for issue number 16 to try to maybe get his hands on it. Not from a resale viewpoint, but I guess if it's actually going to be a first appearance, I just assume if you're doing a 1 for 25 on issue 16, there must be something important going on.
Yeah, you told me about it a while ago. It was quite a while ago. But yeah, it's got to be something big, and it's gonna have to bring back the one below all. I don't think he's a one and done. I think either Betty's going to be used as a pawn to try to lure the Hulk or something to that extent, or she just might be a full on, agent sort of thing of the one below all. I think that could be something, knowing that's Bruce's weakness is Betty. That's really his only weakness is Betty.
So look, this is what they're saying, okay? So for number 15, this is the preview. Then I'm going to read you number 16, which makes sense. Now, here's what's also cool, though, really fast, though. Dude, that number 15 variant is sick. It's an another Alex Ross cover. But it says, Samson is going to mutate and part-time superhero recently came back from the dead. He's been wanting to discuss that with an old patient of his. He's been wanting to discuss that with an old patient of his, but he's not here to see Bruce Banner. Take a seat on the couch, Immortal Hulk. It's going to be quite a session. So that's the preview for that one. And then the next one relates to kind of what you're saying about her being his like kryptonite, I guess. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like his definite true weakness.
So it says here, once upon a time, Rick Jones was the Hulk's best friend. Now Rick Jones is dead and gone. To learn why, Bruce Banner will have to face roaming gamma experiments, an assassin out for his blood, and the one thing that can cage the Immortal Hulk. So what is that? Do you think that possibly they're implying that that's her?
You know what? No matter what, it definitely, that just makes me feel even more that there's just going to be something big in that issue. Something,
And not that one, yeah.
Like I said, it just proves it even more that for you to read that, what could cage him? They specifically bring up Rick, who's huge, and we have the backstory stuff with Betty. There's definitely going to be something there that's really notable. And so from a collector's viewpoint, that's not an issue that you can miss. The only thing that you have to keep in mind too, though, and I know you said you want to get a buttload of like 15 and 16. The Immortal Hulk hype train is really picked up. Like the people sleeping on this issue are not sleeping on it anymore. So orders are up.
Yeah, they're already sold out, most likely at Midtown and everywhere else.
But we haven't reached FOC yet for issue 16. So, if we're not at FOC yet, it's still an open order book. There's how much you want to spec on a book that's still open order, that the hype's there already, and sometimes once the hype is there, the magic is gone. We can still love the story, but if you think you're going to make money off of it, you might already be on the downslope.
Well, my problem is I'm hoarding, so whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm clearly a hoarder too, but I know you also like to, move some of your books, and I generally try to only move mine when I'm like hurting really bad for funds.
Well, that's where I'm at right now in regard to my other shit, but I'm trying to like keep certain things. We'll see, dude. I'll see how it works out.
Like for me personally, like I'm a big Venom fan, and I have like, I showed it the other day on my Instagram. I have like 4 copies of this book, like the secret tongue variant one. And I've been getting messages up the butt of people asking for them. And like, dude, I just want to hoard them. Like I like this series, and I never bought them with the intentions of like flipping them. I bought them because like I saw them and I was like, these are cool. I want a bunch.
Yeah, I know. I only could get one that time too. I have one. If I had 4, I would hold them too.
When I like something, I just buy a bunch. That Zaffino cover that we're talking about, that 1 for 25, I had 2 of those. I passed one of those along to Hulk Nuts because it's a cool cover, and I know he's like a, obviously a bigger Hulk fan than I am.
Yeah.
But
I sold my Immortal Hulk run in my last auction. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't.
I don't know if that was good, man, because those are all the issues that no one picked up on.
So, yeah.
Like now from here on out, everybody's going to have every issue because it's on the radar. But that 1 through like 11, 12,
Well, I have like multiple ones. I have multiple, but I had a clean set of 1 through 13, right? And I just kept talking to myself in my mind. I'm like, dude, how long is number 2 going to be hot? I just don't buy it, dude.
It's going to be hot because they're going to bring them back.
I know, but dude.
And then that's when the hype train really gets going, is when he comes back. And
I just feel like eventually
for a while he's getting stored away.
Yeah, I still feel though eventually, dude, that's going to be it's not going to be worth $400 for a 9.8, not forever. I don't know. I'd rather pick up 684s and just concentrate on that and just whatever. That's it.
Oh, no, I mean 684 I think is a safe bet. I mean, one, it's a cool cover. I mean,
yeah.
And yeah, that's generally accepted as Immortal Hulk. So
every time I see one of the Scotty Young variants with like the pickle Hulk on the front,
I hate that cover.
I just want to buy it.
I'm gonna send you one, dude.
I hate that.
No, I don't want it either. It's terrible.
Watch it be like even more rare.
You know what's funny, man? I'm not a Scotty Young hater at all. I like a lot of his stuff, and I don't mind the baby covers, but sometimes it works, and sometimes it's just terrible.
Did you like the Scrolls one this week?
I did. I didn't buy it, but I thought it was a cool cover. Like that's the type of one when they're just a baby version, but it's still a cool cover. I like those. Like I got the Scotty Young cover for Daredevil #1.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that one. It's just a yellow background with like a baby Daredevil. But then there's some that are like stupid. And the one with like the regular Hulk cover busted out with like a baby Hulk, I just thought that one was like super, super cheesy.
Most people do think it's lame. That's why it sells for like, I saw it today at the comic book store for like $7.
The what? The Scrolls?
No, that Scotty Young pickle.
Right. Like they're jacking up the price on it a little bit to get people who can't find an affordable regular copy of 684, but they still know they can't really sell it for like regular 684 money. I mean, those books are going for like upwards of like $20-$25 now, right?
Yeah. I would say $20. That's a pretty good deal right now. I mean, I'm not saying you
for which
can't
one?
find it cheaper. 684.
The regular 684 is like a $20+ book, right?
Dude, it's like $50.
Is it that high?
Dude, it's out of control.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
Hey, dude, a slab 9/8's $300 right now.
Like I said, man, I just don't get that. I just don't get it.
Well, I get it. It's his first full, or at least they're calling it that. But I think that should be more expensive than the #2. That's what I don't understand. I'm confused.
The #2, and I don't know if you guys watched Jeffrey Comic-Con and John's Comics with Kids. They did like an Immortal Hulk breakdown, I think. Was that last night?
I don't know.
Did either of you watch that?
No.
They talked about the whole series. I thought it was really good. I know Jeffrey knows a lot about Immortal Hulk. And they talked about that, and they both kind of said, especially Jeffrey, that like that price spike on that issue #2, just nobody seems to see any longevity with this Dr. Fry character, and so it's kind of bizarre that book is so expensive.
Well, it's all because he was in the TV show. That's the
but so is the reporter's name. I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. I mean,
right? Like some of those things can just be Easter eggs, you know.
That's why
I feel like they made his name Dr. Fry to be an Easter egg, and so people are jumping on an Easter egg as if it means something for the long-term value of the book or the character. He's like, what's the long-term value of that character?
But they've been dropping a lot of Easter eggs, and none of them have really stuck. I mean, between Jackie McGee, the blade that was cutting Hulk was the model Jarella. I mean, they've dropped Easter eggs. But yeah, Dr. Fry, I don't get. The only thing I can think of is maybe issue 1, because I don't know the print runs for him. Issue 1 was probably a pretty big print run. And then maybe they dropped it off for issue 2, but then Immortal Hulk caught fire. So I don't know. I don't know the print runs, though. So
I mean, issue 1 definitely probably is one of the biggest print runs just because it's an issue 1. It's always like that.
Right.
But from what I heard, from what I understand, 2 all the way through like 7 or 8 were relatively low for today's standards, especially for Marvel.
I feel like they might not be as low print as we think, but they're just under ordered. So I think that, like, I mean, you might be right. I need to look at the statistics, but probably number 2 was pretty low. I don't know, dude. I mean, now it's so hot, they're going to probably print more. And maybe that's why all the value's there, because it's a lower print than Wolverine or whatever, Spider-Man or whatever. But I mean, I'm sure. I think from now on, if you're not getting like 1 in 25 variants or stuff like that, that the regular covers are going to start to drop less because they're going to start mass printing more and more. I don't know. I'm all over the place on it, but that's kind of why I sold. I feel like it was a good time to sell it, and I needed the money, and someone's going to walk away with this huge score regardless, because I sold 9/8. Like,
how much did you sell the whole lot for, if you don't mind me asking?
Dude, unfortunately, $250.
Well, you know what? That seemed for issues what? 1 through what?
13.
I mean, there's people on IG right now asking for the same amount of money for a full run, so that seems to be about probably.
And I don't know how those guys do their standards on grading, though. Like, the way I look at it is, I looked at those books and they're all 9/8 because I was going to send in the 2 because I knew it was a 9/8, and it's like I prime picked those. So regardless, I know what you're saying. They're selling for around that.
I don't think you took a bad beat on that. I think that, you know, for what you invested in those books.
Well, yeah, you did $4 times 13. That's $52, dude. I made 5 times my money.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You got to hit it when you think you can make your money, or else you end up sitting on tens of thousands of books. And
exactly.
Some of them end up being worth it, and then most of them end up you can't give away. I mean,
yeah.
So
like, I mean, I have plenty of ones. I have like plenty of ones, plenty of One Below Alls. Like, I stacked on those, you know. I have tons of.
Yesterday, I think. How many copies of Hulk did you get yesterday?
So here was my whole thing about that. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but I don't want to get into the whole box topic with everybody, like about, you know, whose box or what. But I feel like what I can do to help me is go around and buy a bunch of like sick ass keys, like all the Deadpools I got and all the Hulks. And then I got all those Spider-Man variant covers, the Mark Brooks ones, the Conan 4.
Yeah,
so I put them together. I got 9 of every. I got 9 sets of that, right? Hulk bought one. Yeah. And then I offered one of those. I said $35. So it's basically $30 because the shipping's $5. But I also had the poop emoji, and I had 2 Harley Quinns, right? And I just said, you guys order it, and you get it in a raffle. And you could win the poop. Someone won the poop emoji. That thing's $20-$30. And I just threw it in there, and it helps me liquidate. I'm doing something for everyone that can't get the books, because there's a lot of people out there that watch that can't get this shit. And then
poop.
Yeah, the Up Shit Creek. And I only have one. I had to pay $20 each for it, though. That's how messed up it is for me down here.
I got mine cover. I got mine cover price.
I'm sure you did, dude. And then, Hulk actually won the Harley. I mean, I know it's just a cover price book, but it's still sick as hell.
That's the Derek Chew one, right? He did another Derek Chew.
Dude, he's killing it on those.
Doesn't he have a Batgirl coming out, or did that come out already?
What's up, Tony? I tried to wait as long as I could, man. I didn't know when you ended, but
no, they ended before I got on.
Okay, good. So it was perfect timing then.
Tony's safe. I won't ban him because I banned him last time.
Are you banning to get your hand off the trigger? So let's get out of this Hulk. I think we hit the Hulk pretty good. It's kind of an up and air 50-50 thing. I wanted to talk about issues, and we can. It's not like I'm interviewing. We're like,
actually, I wanted to talk to you about something else first, because who's your wrench in the chat? Daniel something?
He's one of them, but Hulk too. Didn't I give it to you, Hulk?
No, I'm just saying he brought up that he saw Captain Marvel and he thought it was cheesy. And I know earlier on Tony's channel when I was watching What's Your Grail, they brought up that your review with the twins is like a hit.
Dude, it's insane, dude. Now I know Daniel real well. I mean, he lives out here. I go, hey, RJ Taylor, 499. Thank you so much. Next time, say something, dude, and we'll read it. But yeah, Daniel, he's actually got a Hulk lot for me that I have to drop off to him. He bought a 684 and like a number 5 Immortal, and I'm in the auction. I have to meet him later, but yeah. Anyway, so we talked about it because here's the problem. Those guys are like big time movie critics. They're not like just an average day movie critic. They're like the head critics for Yahoo, dude. They're like big.
Yeah, I know. I watched your first live show back. You had them as your first guest.
Oh yeah, I remember. There's the two couples, one after another, and so but you guys
are you calling me and Hulk a couple?
I'm definitely the man. I'm the male. I'm the alpha.
Let me say something before I answer.
It's okay. So I'm prettier. I got it. I'm good with that.
Before I answer this question, I want to let everyone to know this isn't just this show right now is on my channel. I mean, I know Issues doesn't want to do his tube, but it can be on Hulk's channel. We're like this isn't my thing. This is our thing, you guys. Just so you guys know in the chat, this is like that's why we call it the Karma Cartel. We're like getting together. And this is like our show. I'm not interviewing them and whatever. But anyway, so dude, we kept talking about it because I kept telling him, dude, I want to spoil movies. Like, I know people hate it. And
what a dick.
But some people love it, dude. Like, if there's a movie that I know I'm not going to go see, and probably half these people that saw that video weren't going to go see it anyway. If there's a movie that I don't want to go, I'll spoil it. And if there's one that I want to see, like Avengers or whatever like that, I won't watch anything. But
I tell you, in the last 3 years, maybe longer, I haven't been to the movie theater ever in over 3 years where I haven't read the entire breakdown of the movie on Wikipedia first.
Yeah. I mean, and nowadays, you know exactly what the movies are about before you go in there a month ahead of time. So basically what happened is, we went for it. It was like just instantaneous. We filmed. It was like weird because we do the non-spoiler videos and we have like a setup here and it's just easier, but we did it at their house and we just tore into it. We learned from it though, and we're going to do things differently next time where we just talk about the movie, not like critique it, like, because they have a lot of knowledge. So they start talking about directors and all this shit. On the spoilers, we're just going to hit it. But dude, all I know is we did it. I went to bed and there was 500 views. And when I woke up, dude, it was like
20,000.
Well, no, it's not there yet, but it was like
it blew up quick.
It blew up, dude. Like I think it's almost at 18,000 now. So I'm happy. The only thing is
that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
the comments are funny.
The comments are horrible.
I like reading the comments, man.
Yeah, when they called me, there's one that they called me Tony Soprano, and I thought it was the funniest shit ever, dude. Like a lot of these trolls will say stuff, and I'll just comment, "Thanks so much, dude. That was hilarious." Even though I'm like, "Damn, that's messed up, dude," and I feel bad for them too. But the real concern here we're having is the reaction from Disney, because I'm not big at all, but it still did get its views, okay? But the point is, there's been critics that got banned from Disney because of stuff like that. And I don't want to hurt those guys. That's their life. You know what I mean? That's what they do for a living. So I guess after the movie comes out and we're clear and everything seems okay, we're probably going to do it again. And we're probably...
Here's my problem that I don't understand. How are we as consumers supposed to trust movie reviews in general if people are giving like an illegitimate review because they're scared of hurting their chances at seeing the next film? Like if Disney does that to people, isn't that just like a huge red flag that they're just trying to like that all reviews basically become propaganda because you can't give a bad one?
Well, what I'm going to tell you what happened in regard to that issues is so like what happened was
Tony wants a wrench, bro.
Yeah, I already gave you both ones. But look, what happened was this guy did that, right? He spoiled
I gotta ban him now.
He spoiled the movie, right? and they would not allow this critic to ever review a Disney movie again. So what happened? And he was a big time critic for like L.A. Times or something like that. So they all got together and they said we're not going to review Disney movies, like every critic. And then they said, okay, never mind, and they let him back in. So I see what you're saying. Most likely that if anything did happen, the thing is in this review that we did. We didn't say their name. It's so funny. We didn't mention anything. I didn't tell anyone to subscribe. I didn't tell them who these guys were. It's something that we always do in our non-spoiler reviews because that's what we've been doing is non-spoilers. Because that's what they do is non-spoilers. But after talking about it a lot, I got to be honest, they were a little nervous, dude, because they did not think that would happen. And there's just so much controversy on that Captain Marvel movie right now with Brie Larson and what she said and all this stuff going on.
Dude, can I tell you something real quick? And I know I interrupt a lot, but dude, if you are so sensitive about politics and what actors and actresses say, then you wouldn't watch a single movie. I'm not defending the movie because I haven't seen it, but if you're really going to sit there and say you're not going to see the movie because Brie Larson said something about white guys, you know what the problem is that you basically should be living in a cabin in the woods off the grid where you're not exposed to real life. Because I guarantee you your favorite band and your favorite TV show and your favorite movie has someone in it who's very liberal, who's very left-leaning, who probably maybe says things that are offensive to you if you have a conservative mindset. So you have to be able to separate the art from the artist and the movie from the actor. I love Chris Evans as Captain America. He's just as much of a left-leaning Democratic liberal as Brie Larson is. So should I not see Endgame?
Here's the thing. Like, so look, I'm not trying to get all political right and left. Look, there's both. Okay. And I agree, they have their own thing. The thing is, the people that are commenting and complaining and all that, whatever it is, whatever side they're on, it doesn't matter if it's about Brie Larson or the other way around, whatever, if it's some other completely different topic, okay? They're the people that are trolls, dude. They're the ones that just like to sit at home and do that, So whether someone's just so pissed off that she did that or someone's like backing her like girl power, it doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit. I just wanted to spoil the movie and attempt to see what happens, and it paid off. Not that I'm going to get anything out of it. I don't know. I'll do the analytics when I find out what actually. It's not like it's a million views, So I mean, I don't know. Shit, it could go there, but I think honestly, we're probably going to do it for Shazam too, and I get to go see that next week. But here's what I'm going to say about the movie. For Marvel fans, or for us in here, we have to see the movie anyway because we want to watch the whole storyline. It was average. That's out of all the Marvel movies that compare it to like Iron Man 3 or like Thor 1. And I hope those aren't your favorite movies, but I would think out of everything, those are the more average ones, just kind of like they had to be made. What's up, Sasquatch?
Thor 1 is my least favorite Marvel movie.
Well, that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say is if there's a tier, and I tried to say that on there, if there's a tier, if there's a tier, right? The very best, let's just say Infinity War. I feel like it's one of the best. And then you put Thor on the bottom, right? Even though Thor's kind of good still, it's down here with those. And I
think Winter Soldier is the best. Bueller just said hello and threw you some money.
Yeah, I know. I already called him out. I called him Sasquatch.
You better be splitting up that money there.
Thank you, Bueller. Hey, dude, I'll split you up.
I want my
leg press me.
I want my cut of the funds here. All right.
Oh well. Anyway, thanks for bringing that up. I mean, it's really interesting. I'll see if I can work with it and see if we can make something happen. We're going to offer both non-spoiler and spoiler, and we're going to start releasing them at the exact same time. And you can choose. I mean,
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because you can be 50-50, and we've always done non-spoilers. I just said I want to try it, and it seemed to work quite well. So I'm just more concerned about my friends because that's their business, and I don't want them to get hurt by us doing something like that. Even though it's still freedom of speech, we do sign things when we walk in there. These like screenings, like it says like please don't spoil, but it doesn't say not to. It just says we can't release the video until a certain time. The embargo's over. So whatever. So basically, in my title, it says we, the family does a trade. We already did that part, and then the next thing is a Don wins big, and so that's issues, dude. And he go ahead and tell him your story. And I was there. I watched the whole thing, but tell him what happened because it's pretty damn cool.
Dude, so if anyone's familiar with my first show with Hulk, we talked about mystery boxes and we talked about our opinions on them. And I also said in that show that I still get them and I like to try all of them the same way Economics does. And he gets the mystery boxes and he reviews them and he talks about them. And he did a review for that Spider-Man booth. And for those of you who aren't familiar, they run a shop at Frankensons, which is out in California.
Dude, I didn't know that. So they're based out of Frankensons?
Yeah, they're based out of Frankensons, and they have a booth there set up. And the reason why they called that Spider-Man booth, they have this really cool.
I get it.
You know those cool arcade machines that's like it's the key that you win a prize. Have you seen those? It's like a big thing, and you hit the button when the key lines up, and you try to unlock a prize.
Yeah, those are cool.
They have one of those, and in it is different cool comic books, like an ASM 300, like books like that. And the thing is, anytime you buy a box from them, you get an entry with your order number to actually play that machine. So Bill, you bought a box for them. If you ever go to a show that they're at with that arcade, or you go to Frankensons, you get a play on the arcade machine because of your order number.
Here, really quick to explain something to them really fast. I've been there before over there at Frankensons. That is by far the coolest place on earth if you're buying comics. It's like they have like different storefronts for all these comic sellers. I saw Stan Lee there multiple times. I've seen Lou Ferrigno there. It's like a Costco for comics and collectibles. Is that the best way to put it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Coolest thing in, what is it, in the city of industry in California?
And I've never been. I just know.
You never. Oh, if you ever can go. I know.
Two of my good buddies from my comic club, three of them actually, Tank Collects, NecroGod, and Dead Comics. They all just went like a week or so ago, and they sent me tons of like pictures and videos, and I mean, it just looks insane.
Dude, it is. When I went there to get Stanley signings, and that's the first time I ever met him, and it's like heaven for us. I'm telling you right now, you guys, that it's 30 times better than Comic-Con because it's all right there. So anyway, that's why they call it that. They have a booth there.
Right.
Okay.
So anyway, they sell mystery boxes online. They're $29.99 a piece. Just like every other mystery box, they guarantee you that you're going to get 5 comics that with value up to what you paid. And then they do this cool thing that they started somewhat recently called Insta Mondays on Instagram under their page, that Spider-Man booth. And your order number is your entry into Insta Mondays. And they run a randomizer with every order number from 0 to whatever order they're up to now. And they give away some really cool books, regular prize books and grand prize books. And so the other day, the prize books were like Raphael #4, first appearance of Casey Jones, ASM 301, X-Men #2, X-Men #9, ASM #12. These are key books. These are awesome books, man. And every week is like that. And that's it. They run the randomizer. They roll it 5 times because it's on at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so Economics had bought a box. I had bought a box when the show started. And
that's my first time I watched.
Yeah, exactly. And he had asked me, I think the day before, like what time it started and how he had to tune in. And I bought a box and we were in there together. And when they got to the last 2 prizes, they were taking suggestions from the live chat of how many times they should randomize it. And I won 2 times in a row. And because it was a regular prize and a grand prize, I got them both. So
that was crazy, dude.
In a matter of like 90 seconds, I won a crisp ASM 301 and I won an X-Men #2.
Yeah. And don't tell them how. Let's just tell them what you won. Let's keep the other secret to yourself. Seriously, because I want to try it Monday.
Well, and you know what's funny is that I've been in the live chat since with so the guy who runs that Spider-Man booth is actually a comic artist. It's a JPG McFly. He does a bunch of custom covers for like Do You Poo. He's done some really, really awesome covers for Transformers, like the Unicron series. And so one of the giveaway books is always one of the books he's done. And he's super cool. He basically runs that Spider-Man booth. And he said, I got issues as the first and last double prize winner because they decided it's unfair to give 2 prizes in the same day.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't hear that part, dude. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, you can still win 1 prize, Bill. You just can't win 2. I'm the first and the last. A distinctive title. Well,
look at you. And also Who Dat's in here. He won 2. The week before, he got the giant size X-Men in a box, I think, right?
Dude, that's awesome. And that's the thing, too. When you get the boxes, if you go to their site, that Spider-Man booth, every week, either Wednesday or Saturday, depending on if they sell out, they have their grand prize, they call it. And it's their big book that's going to go into that allotment of orders. Right now, if you go and order a box, their grand prize book that you could win is a CG Seed. I'm telling them, it's a CG Seed 6.0 Hulk 181. You could spend $30 on a box and win a 6.0 Hulk 181. Like a week ago, it was a black and white Spawn. The week before that, it was a Fantastic Four #4.
Hang on the black and white Spawn, okay? Is that going to be in the boxes, or is that next Monday?
No, that's a boxes prize. They did a Spider-Gwen 1-for-100, that In-Hyuk Lee, that blow-up book that's selling still for like $600, $700, $800.
Someone got that, right?
Books are insane.
No, hang on a second. So I ordered 2 more, right? Last week, right?
Right.
And I haven't got them yet. So,
right, their shipping takes a little while.
Is it because they ship them all out at the exact same time?
Yeah, they wait until their allotment is over, whatever that number is for like the week or that grand prize book, and then when the week is over or their sales are fulfilled, they box everything out, and so everyone has an equal chance at getting that book. It's not like, oh, you ordered first and you didn't get it, it's over. So everything goes out like together and shipped out.
Did the Ghost Spiders, is that one done and out?
The Ghost Spider is done and out. The Spawn #1 is done and out.
So, but the Spider, because the Spawn one is in the ones that I ordered last week. I haven't got them yet. So I'm guessing it's in those boxes that they're going to ship out to everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of like it's not available anymore. If you want it, it's already in that box. You just haven't gotten it at your house yet.
God, I want it so bad.
So, because that one was in the email they sent out on the 27th. So those books those boxes probably haven't even shipped yet, but they're on to other grand prize books since then. So, like I said, they already did Ghost Spider.
Yeah, that's done for sure.
Last week's was Fantastic Four #3 or 4, whichever one's the first appearance of Submariner.
So I think it's #4. Now that's a slab, right? That's going in a box?
That's a slab. It's going in a box.
So what about the Hulk? Is that the one where you have to watch on Monday?
No, that's the grand prize book. That's going to go in a box. They don't tell you in advance what the books are going to be for Monday. When you tune in on Monday to Insta Mondays, they show you then what the 8 books are going to be that are prizes for that day. So you don't know in advance, but I'm telling you right now, they're always kick ass. There's always
I know.
There's always at least one, Do You Poo type variant from JPG because he runs it. That's the guy who ran the show when you were watching. There's always a couple like semi-modern keys, and there's always at least like 1 or 2 really, really kick-ass like Silver Age books or bronze books, depending on what they have available and what they want to give out. I mean, you watched the show. They did first appearance of Rogue. Was one of the books that
they were all good keys. Every single one of them was a good key that I would love.
ASM, for Hydro Man. I mean, these are books that are hot and popular right now too.
But you got the X-Men 2, dude.
X-Men 2, man. X-Men 2. I mean, that's
first fan.
You know what? And I'll tell you right now, I complain all the time. I generally don't have very good luck when it comes to all these like raffles and stuff like that. And dude, I don't know, man. I can't say anything bad about it. Really paid off.
The cool thing about it is that once you buy one, you're in forever. Like, they break it up like 4 drawings for everybody or something like that, 4 or 5, and then they do the 4 or 5 that buy on Monday before the show.
Right. Like they did, it's 4 and 4 is what they have done. But you know what? It's relatively new. They've only done 2 or 3 of these Insta Monday shows. So every time they tweak it a little bit. So, you never know when that's going to change depending on how many people are buying in or how many people are showing up. They could reduce that number of prizes or whatever. Certain things can't be promised. But I will say this, regardless of I won the books, that's cool. Just the box itself, you have a chance at an insanely cool grand prize. But I've gotten 2 boxes from them so far, and the boxes absolutely have well over a $30 value.
Yeah.
Because both of the boxes that I've gotten KRS variants.
That's cool. They have a connection with them for sure.
They do. They work along with them too, because they do another box that's way more expensive. It's called the Superior box. And
yeah, I bought those.
They usually offer it around convention time. It's way more expensive. It's like $200 or more. But the grand prize books in there are like completely insane, and the boxes have huge keys inside of them. And those ones are done specifically alongside like KRS. I think they sell half and KRS sells half or something like that. So they get a ton of stuff from KRS. But I got in one of my boxes a Carnage Born variant from KRS, and in one of them I got a Spider-Geddon variant from KRS. And each of those books sell by themselves for like $30 or more.
Yeah, so we bought. You took. I mean, I knew about Who Dat, but you told me about it too. We bought it about the exact same time because I bought 2 boxes too, and I got the same thing. What I got that Virgin Care right behind me, that Slab 9/8. That's the Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Peter Spectacular Spider-Man #1. That's cover C. I got one of those, and that's like a $50 book. And then I got the Spider-Geddon one you got as well, in my other box. So those, and I could tell you one thing about KRS, and I'm not trying to pump up Spider-Man booth or whatever, but
well, I mean, we don't get anything from them. We're not. It's not like they're a sponsor. We don't get.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, though, there's some dollar books in there, and there's some variants in there and stuff like that. But the last book is always pays for the box, no matter what. And I could tell you from KRS, I know people that are like hand in hand, like a guy I know that works with CBCS. He has a business with Unknown Comics, and they will not give him a discount, dude. They do not give. They will help you in certain ways, but if it's a certain price retail from their site, they're keeping that when you have to buy it from them. Like if you're partnered with them, they don't drop price. It's really interesting, but weird. So it's definitely worth it, I guess. And I'm playing the game again. Now that I was in that chat with you watching, I'm doing it again, especially with the Wolverine. I want another one, dude.
I just think it's cool too that you always have a chance to win, because those first 4 books, they're running every order number from the day they started until today. So it's not a one-time thing. It's not paying $20 for a raffle ticket and it's over and you watch somebody else win. You could tune in every Monday, and every Monday you have a chance to win, even if you just only order 1 box from them, man. You could get lucky on a Monday and win 7 months after. They've called out numbers on their show of winners who ordered their box like 6 months ago. And they sent out an email too. You don't have to watch live, guys, if you do decide to buy a box. If you order from them and you opt in for their emails, they send out an email every Wednesday and it says who won. So you'll get that email.
I got mine today. I saw it and I double checked my numbers. I'm like, let me make sure, because I wasn't sure if I watched right at the beginning or not.
Yeah. So if I was going to say, as far as like, boxes that are, I don't know, man. I think the quality of boxes is improving. We've talked about it. I really enjoyed my Bueller box. The 2 boxes I've gotten from that Spider-Man booth were well worth the money. Obviously, I won an X-Men too, so I really can't complain. But even without that, even had I not won anything, I got over $30 worth of value in both the boxes I ordered from them. Because I was going to order that Spider-Geddon one from KRS when it came out, because I'm a big Spider-Man guy. And at the time that it first came out, they wanted like $45 for that book. And I was like, I can't, man. Like,
what's interesting about that, dude, is I've had like 6 of those, like that, the A and the B. And they say limited to 1,500, and it's at that COA in the back. But dude, I feel there's like maybe 10,000 of them because I've seen so many of them.
Stop.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of a conspiracy, but not. I believe him. But dude,
take your tinfoil hat off.
How can I be the only one buying those?
Hey, you know what I realized? That you said that someone called you Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
So I realized I think you're more of like Andy Garcia if he let himself go a little bit.
That's what happens when you leg press.
That's what I was going for.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny is I have a place I go to get my haircut, and I'm like, dude, I need a haircut, and the guy, I couldn't get in with him, so I went to Sports Clips for the first time ever, right? And she's like, and this isn't my normal thing, and she's like, what do you want? I said, I guess like Andy Garcia or something, and she did. It's a total overweight Andy Garcia, but anyway, screw you, dude.
See why you wear a hat all the time.
Yeah, I got my hat today. It's the comic cartel. I gotta take the hat off.
I thought that orange hat you wear is pretty funny looking, but now it kind of all makes.
You want me to put it on? So we're past the trade and the big win. It's time to talk about the and more. Are we ready to dip into that?
Yeah.
I think it's funny that the guy we've never seen without a hat is talking shit about your hair.
I don't got no Andy Garcia. I'll tell you that.
Take off your hair, dude. Take off your hat.
What hair?
There ain't no hair there, dude.
It's all. I lost it all from the steroids.
I know you did. It's cool. Whatever. It's cool. It's not all you lost.
Hey, I got 4 kids. I don't need my nuts anymore.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
Those things are useless.
Dude, you're juice up, bro. You're good to go. So, all right. What do you guys want to talk about now? We kind of did whatever. What's going on in your professions? I mean, I know you guys. You guys never talk about that. I mean, if you want to keep it to yourself, that's cool. But I think it's interesting what you guys do for a living.
Yeah, I think I'll leave that alone.
You take the fifth?
Yeah, I'll plead the fifth.
All right. Never mind then. So they're male strippers.
Next I'm gonna pull an R. Kelly being interviewed by Gayle King and just.
I saw something about that, dude. Like the girls they're in the room, but he's in the back room, and every time he's like coughing, so they know he's there.
Yeah,
Did you know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Someone said
what you're talking about. He's insane, man. He's an insane person.
What's insane is that he's been walking the streets for the last 20 years.
That's true, but when you have money, you can get away with things.
That's pretty amazing,
dude.
Hey,
you know what?
Asking about those new labels for CGC.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think that's interesting. The new labels, the Marvel labels. You heard about that, right?
Those look awesome.
Oh, I think I saw something about it. What were they asking though?
It's like $5 extra to add like specific labels for different characters in comics.
You can have their name and stuff on there, or just Marvel, or
it's like a little picture, like Spider-Man up in the corner.
You know how they have the Stan Lee picture?
The Stan Lee.
They have those for like Avengers or like a logo, or Spider-Man or a logo. Like you can add that for $5 to your book. Like,
now, would you do that?
Would I?
Yeah, think about it. Like, what would you do it for?
I'd have to see them exactly first, but I'm not a big slab guy. I have probably like 12 slabs. I'm more of a raw book fan. Every single one of these books that I have up, I bought raw. I've read them all, and I like being able to read them.
Winnie. Oh, yeah. Sorry, RJ. You usually don't do Winnie with Tren. Tren's more of a strength thing, or
Winstrel's for cutting.
Use Anavar.
Winstrel's for cutting. It's not.
I know.
So let me tell you about RJ real fast. So, real quick, last night at 3 a.m, RJ called me.
Or he was the one.
He was lighting me up. Yeah, RJ, and there's something wrong with the slab, and I took care of him. I refunded some money from an auction. It's just I don't know how it got damaged, whatever. And it was for his dad, so we took care of it. But we talked for about an hour and a half after that, and I think RJ is a ex-UFC fighter or something. So I think is that what you guys are talking about in the chat?
No,
But-
we're
Yeah,
just talking about
he's asking.
steroids.
He's asking
Well, I mean,
about
there
steroids.
UFC steroids. What's the difference?
I guess that's valid.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently he might be starting up a shop with his dad out in California, like a
steroid shop.
like a pizza, comics, cards, just a big old deal like that. Something fun. But anyway,
Where at?
that's his story. I don't know. I forgot where he said he's from. Where you from, RJ? Anyway, that's your shout out for the day, dude. Don't ever call me at 3 a.m. again, or I will come out there. Okay. So,
No, leg press you.
yeah, dude, we're gonna play. Go ahead.
You got any cons or anything coming up that you're going to?
Yeah, I'm actually excited. My Phoenix Con I'm going to, but that's not for a couple months. But they're finally doing it right. They've been going downhill for like 3 years, like bad. But dude, they have like a lot of big time people there this year, and I'm really excited about it.
You gonna do the same thing as your last show, like try to do some interviews and stuff like that, or what?
Well, it was so weird that other show because no one was there. Like it was so easy to me to do that. There was no one there.
Like the volume was low.
Literally, like if you went to an old mall that doesn't have anybody anymore there because there's another mall that opened 5 miles down, it's way cooler. And you're walking, it's like it was a ghost town. It was the worst show. Amazing Con, like Ace Con blew it this year. But Phoenix is totally different, man. It's going to be insane. But I do have some inside stuff with Roy Thomas. Me and him had a personal thing a long time ago. So I'm going to be able to sit down with him and have a really good conversation with him.
Like sexual?
Well, no, not really. It's more like over the phone.
Oh.
Oh, I guess. I don't know. I figured you might go there, but I was like, "Come on, dude." No, so I know him pretty well, and
it's 1 in the morning where I live. You think I'm gonna like act normal?
yeah, but you just got home, dude. You're awake.
Yeah, it's relative.
You ain't got work tomorrow, so quit your whining.
I don't. My daughter has school at real early though, so.
Oh, so what? Oh God, I gotta get up and drive to school. Oh, whiny.
Well, you know what? How did you guys meet?
God hates me and decided that he should put someone in my life who tested.
God bless you.
And you know what? My first day, I used to have Instagram, like a personal account. I never posted any comic book stuff on it, and it was mostly just my daughter or like weightlifting. And then I got away from all social media. I didn't have. You shut up. I can deadlift just as much as you, except I do conventional, which is for people who have.
Yeah, you could do it once.
Well, you can do it 0. You did sumo, so
that was apparently 13.
Well, whatever. And then you couldn't breathe for an hour.
Oh, someone finally count that.
Let me finish my story. Let me finish my story. Okay, stop interrupting. So, I started up in like October of last year. My Instagram, I got issues, and Hulk Nuts was actually one of the first people that I talked to because I just happened to reach out and be like, dude, are you interested in selling one of your Hulk 181s? And he was, and it was way more money than I can afford. But we just started like BSing and talking about comics, and that's it, man. We found out more about each other. We have a lot in our lives in common.
Yeah.
And we became like pretty good friends. He sent me a lot of cool stuff. I sent him some cool stuff. It's and now we do the YouTube thing together, and it's all sort of been really cool. I want to give you a hug.
I know, man. I feel all emotional now. I should feel emotional.
I thought it was funny just to not say anything and see what you guys would do.
I was gonna say that was an awkward silence.
I planned it. I'm like, let's just see what they do. Anyway, this isn't an interview. I was just curious.
It feels like an interview. What do you guys do for a living? How did you guys meet?
No, I didn't
What's
say.
your favorite color?
I was just messing with you a little bit there because you guys are scared or something. I don't know, but I was curious about how you guys met.
We met on Grindr, actually.
Did you?
Yeah,
I swiped left.
You know what's funny is like, I've been with Christina for like 10 years now. That's all that swipe shit started like after that, and like all I ever see is people swiping and shit. Have you guys? I know you've never done it, Hulk, but have you done it, Issues?
I've not. I'm older than that.
How old are you, Issues?
35.
You're not old. You can swipe.
I'm not. I'm married. I'm married.
Dude, he doesn't even have a computer. He can't
My
swipe.
bad. I didn't know. How long you been married?
Geez, 7 years.
Okay, so the swiping wasn't then either. I don't think.
No.
Do you ever wish, like, it's after hours. Do you ever wish to like download and swipe and see what happens?
No.
Dude, you're such a liar, dude. All
I
right,
think I'd get in a lot of trouble, man.
do you guys' wives rewatch this or something?
No, my wife says she hears me talking
she does. I mean, she doesn't care about comics or anything like that, but
But swiping,
no,
I get it.
yeah, but swiping. So someone who's watching this would.
I was just gonna ask a weird question, like you asked me if I was having sexual relations with Roy Thomas. I mean, I think
you said you guys went way
think
back.
you went
kind of
farther,
had, like,
dude.
a personal thing going on. I don't. What does that mean?
So what happened is I told you my X-Men collection signed. Well, Roy Thomas never came out here. He's a East Coaster, I think. And I did some research and found out how to contact him. So I messaged him and
you stalked him, is what you mean?
Well, no,
yeah, exactly.
I emailed him and
Naked
Sat
picture
outside his window and
I had to verify it was him, right? And I said, "Can I send you my X-Men books and have them signed?" Because he did a giant run, and they're like the first 20 to 40 or 50 or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah." So I sent off like thousands of dollars worth of X-Men to his house. I also sent off Ghost Rider and a bunch of other stuff because he's written it all, like first appearance Ghost Rider and all that.
I was just about to ask you, if you're going to meet Roy, can you take my Spotlight 5 with you?
Yeah?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Now, do you want it slabbed too?
You know what? I don't know, man. You know what? We'll talk about it later. That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, I would think you would. I mean, I don't know if CGC's there. I have a friend at CBCS that will be there, but that's going to take 6 months.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm very like hot. You know what? That's a good question that you bring it up, because I'm going to Big Apple Con this weekend in New York. And I'm going for one reason and one reason only, to get a couple books signed by Steranko.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest question, man. I'm not a big slab guy. I only have.
Don't worry about it.
But is that dumb? Like, is that dumb to not get them? Like,
Well,
in this day and age,
people hate me. People hate me because I get books signed raw. People absolutely hate me because I'll get like 9/8 or high grade stuff signed raw. But the fact is, dude, this shit's expensive.
Well, I went to New York Comic Con this past year in October, and I got like 25 books signed, and I didn't slab a single one of them. They're all just they're for me. Like,
there's that whole thing, dude. There's the controversy, okay? That's just the way it is, Republican, Democrat, whatever. It's the same thing. Don't ever get a book signed. There's that person. Don't ever get your book. It's damaging your book. Why would you do that? Then it's, if you're going to get your book signed, get it slabbed. Then it's, if you're going to get a book signed not slabbed, just keep it because you're collecting and you like it. Or then there's, make sure you sign the inside of the first page, not on the cover. And it's just, it's a freaking mess, dude. But most people, I would say this. If you can get it witnessed and slabbed, that's the way to go. You can always download a digital and read that.
I wasn't into SIGs, but then I watched the video the other day from what's his name, Erod, 12 or something, and he talks. I don't want to give away all his video, but he talks about how he lays out with the painter's tape where he wants them to sign.
Yeah.
And then he uses this certain type of like
blue bag and board thing with the square.
But he researches how big the signature is and where to put it, and then uses the right colored pen with these certain type of paint pens. And dude, he was showing off some books, and I'm not a signature guy really at all. I don't like SIGs at all from anyone. But then he would do these books with the signature in certain spots with the right colored pen, and dude, they look sick. I was actually kind of like, he just did the video. You should go check it out. Even if you're not a SIG guy, it was kind of interesting learning about like how big someone signs and then making sure there's enough room and putting it in the right spot on said book, and then matching up the color of the pen.
Yeah, there's definitely rules.
Accentuate the cover, and dude, I was actually kind of became a bit of a fan after watching that video.
So I've kind of got addicted to it too, and there's certain ways I like it. That's what she said. But like your Steranko book, those Steranko books, dude, are they X-Men?
No.
Okay, so basically, I usually bring a set of pens, like different colors, and kind of plan ahead too. But I'm taking short boxes every day to con, and I'm leaving with a short box full of signed books because that's just how I operate, you know.
No.
But oh shit!
Oh, the trailer shifted.
Oh no!
Somebody's moving his trailer.
I'm taking this one.
Here, let me lock on you. Hang on.
Agents of Shield, Strings Tales number 167.
Yeah. So the rule of thumb is this.
Then these two, Nick Fury, Agent of Shield number 7. The Dolly one.
Oh, I love that number 4.
And this is my favorite. Yeah.
So on that one, you get him to sign in red on that. Like on the sign on red in that between his legs on the bottom part.
Yeah, like down here you're saying have him sign there.
So sick. And then the other ones, like if you're gonna keep them, I'm sure. So why slab them? So, I mean, they're not like 8 or 9s, are they?
Oh man, I mean most of my old books are more low grade, man, because that's what I can afford. I'm a low grade. I'm a low grade's better than no grade kind of guy, and you know I'm not like bougie about my books.
Let me see the other ones.
These ones again?
Yeah, so that one's kind of tricky. The other one I know for sure how you can do it. Most people, they call it like a I can't remember the name. There's a term, but you see where it says shield?
Yeah, up here.
That's like the best place to get most people. Most pros will have them sign across that. They call it dead space or something on the actual name.
That's where Marv Wolfman signs every book across the name.
Yeah,
if you don't ask him where to sign, he always puts it across the title.
Well, that's definitely a rule of thumb because it's called dead space, and dude, he doesn't want to sign on his art or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, some artists are dickheads, dude. You'll give them a book. Say you bring Amazing Spider-Man, right? And you have them sign it like 300. And they'll sign right across the face of Spider-Man, dude. And you're like, oh,
well, that's why you box it. Like,
yeah. So the other way is you just tell them, you know, you tell them, look, I want you to sign right here. But yeah, those blue, they sell those things now in like packs, like Mylars. There's this like kit now with the blue, like it looks like blue tape, and you can put it whatever. I used to make my own little things, but. Dude, honestly, if they're low grade and they're for you and you're not planning on reselling, or maybe if you had one super key, you know, that you really want to put away and save forever and slab it.
That's the only thing I was thinking. I was thinking if I get all 3 signed, the only one I would really probably slab out of the whole bunch would be this one.
Yeah, I love that book too.
Just because it's such a like iconic cover too. That if I wouldn't slab more than one. Mostly just because I feel like I don't have the funds for it at all. But out of the 3 covers that I have, you know, Steranko ones that I really enjoy, this is probably the only one I would slab.
I think that thing would look really cool with a red, or even a blue. But that blue's kind of dark, you know. The blue on the if it was a bright blue, that shit would pop, but it wouldn't match the blue. You know what I mean? So I would say red, and then on the bottom part of the legs, so he doesn't go over the art. And I know he won't want to go on his art either, because I have I could show you my Strankos right now.
Well, his autograph too is like amazing.
It's sick.
He has probably the best autograph in the game.
I'm gonna grab some of my Strankos.
Hey, I do have something to tell you. Issues.
Yeah,
some people might understand what we're talking about. One of the dudes involved in that burglary, I guess another transient kicked his ass and stomped him pretty good, but took some of the books.
No way.
Yeah, the detective, they know exactly who he is. They I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but that's his Facebook.
Yeah, I can see.
And
what a bum.
They're closing in on him. It's getting closer. They should be snatching them fools up.
But so they may not get back some of the books at the end of the day.
No, supposedly, yeah. This other transient stomped him and then took some of the books.
So spoiler alert, I'm the transient that stomped him, and I took I took the Batman 608. I took the Batman 608 because I really wanted that one.
Dude, I was the guy driving the van too back in the day. Remember?
Oh my lord!
I'll show you my Sterenkos real fast. Like, here's number 49.
Yeah.
Now he just kind of. I sent these off with Desert Wind back when they were called Desert Wind. So he signed there. I would have had him sign up here.
Here's my thing though, right? And real quick before you show the other ones, I feel like with certain covers that he signed a million times, like he's signed a ton of these. I bet you he already has a spot he tries to sign all of them in. No? You don't think so?
Here, I'm going to show you exactly where he's going to sign, unless you tell him differently, and that's the next book. Ready?
Okay.
It's
ready.
all of them. He's going to sign right on the top. That's the dead space. See how he signed on the X-Men?
Negative space, they said.
Yeah, negative. That's right. My bad.
But see, I don't want him to do that on this one because the letters are already red, so it's going to...
I think it'd be cool to do whatever you want because he's going to charge your ass, so get ready. You tell him... But dude, his signature is fire, dude. Look at that.
It's the nicest signature, man.
Joe Sonat's pretty good too. Check that out.
Yeah.
And then of course you guys know this one.
Holy bejesus.
Holy shit. Dude, legend, dude. You're crazy, bro.
That's why he's called the legend. The great legend.
Wow, dude. Legend just gave me $50, dude. That's absolutely insane.
Us, you mean? Us.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, me. Amazing show. Billy, Hulk, and Panda. You guys are sick. The real deal. Thumbs up. These guys have the knowledge, and they know their books. Dude, Legend, I love you. You know I love you. Every time you live, I come in there, and I give you some little bit of here and there, a couple bucks here and there. So, like I said, it's... I love you, man. You're a good guy, and I hope that you do one cooking video for me. I want one cooking video from Legend, dude. That's incredible, dude. Thank you. So, well, I plan on talking to you later anyway, because I want to talk to you not only about something personal, but about doing a show with you and damn it, my mind slipped because that's such a big amount. $50 is a lot of money.
Really generous of you, Legend. We'll spend it wisely.
That's crazy. I did a video on him. Now I can't even remember, but I would like to do a video with the Legend and
me and Panda are gonna save for a computer.
Now you got, well, anyway, thanks so much. I'll talk to you later about that. Let me just show real fast. Since I have a stack here, I pulled out. I'll show you some different signatures. So there's Stan Lee on number 53.
Wow.
I think that's Stan Lee. Yeah, that's Stan Lee.
Yeah, it's Stan Lee.
Yeah, that's Stanley.
And then this is cool, dude. So what's interesting about the old X-Men is different people would do different covers just out of the blue, right? So look at this one, dude. These are all in order. Number 54. Look where
Romita?
Yeah, look where he signed.
That's awesome.
That's a great place to sign, man.
It's so he didn't want to get on his art, but he wanted to make it pop, and that sure as hell pops. And then these are some of the ones I was telling you about. Roy Thomas, I sent it to him, and he signed, of course, in the negative area. And then the last one I have here, just because I grabbed a bunch, was this one's actually pretty cool. It's double signed, and I'm sure you guys seen this cover. But I got Roy Thomas on there, and then Neil Adams signed right below.
That's awesome.
And that's when he only charged $10. He's charging $50 now. And
Neil Adams charges $50 now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Romita, just for anyone who's watching, who's a Romita fan, Romita Senior, for those of you who don't know, doesn't do like anything ever, and like is he's getting up there in age, man. He's he only does private signings. You have to send stuff in advance. They want you to do that stuff with the blue tape and mark it if you have a specific place you want it signed. But there is a company in New York. You can Google it. They're accepting submissions for his next private signing, and the deadline is by April 1st. So if you have a Romita Senior book that you want to get signed raw or signed and slabbed, you need to go check them out now.
Are you talking about Celestial?
What's that?
Are you talking about Celestial.com?
No, I don't think that's what it is. I'm going to look it up right now, and I'll tell you. But if you guys have any Romita Senior books that you're really looking to get signed.
So basically what happens is Celestial Comics used to be Desert Wind, okay? They changed their name for whatever reason. But they're the ones that do the Legends Tour. And if you're talking about the Legends Tour, that's who it goes to. Because I've had to use them to get that Romita signature. Like you said, he doesn't go anywhere. And if he does, it's maybe New York Comic Con or something.
Not even.
Every once in a while, he might show up somewhere, is my point. But they go to these people's houses because they're older. You know what I mean? And I'm so stoked to see Roy Thomas because I really want to I'm going to have a great video with him. I promise you that. I'm going to really.
The Romita one I'm talking about that's deadline by April 1st is it's New York Comics, nycomics.us. And that's their IG is New York Comics with an X. And that's the one specifically I'm talking about. So I don't think it's the same one you're talking about with the Desert Wind, whatever. But they're doing a private signing with him, probably around the same place. I mean, probably everybody submits their books to the same event. But email them.
He's doing so. Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, I'll vouch for. I mean, some people do have problems with Desert Wind or Celestial Comics, but I'll vouch for them. They do.
I just think if there's one thing that I realized this past year, if you are a signature guy and you like these signatures, you know, some of these guys, man, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but you know, people die, people die, and a lot of these classic creators are only getting older. And even if they look healthy, you never know when something's going to happen. So especially some of these older guys that don't get out a lot. If you want a Frank Miller signature, if you want if you want a Romita Senior signature, every year that you don't get it, you're rolling the dice that you're not going to have another opportunity. And then you could get stuck either not having it or paying those insane Stan Lee prices after he passed away.
Yeah, but even then, like, that's such a good point because a lot of people I know in the community, they never saw Stan Lee. I don't know if you did or not. You guys,
I never did. I
got one signature.
But you know, the thing is, that's why I went and that's why I paid because I was like, dude, when I saw him, he was like in his late 80s, and I'm like, damn, he's old, you know, and he lasted for even longer, you know, so. It's just if there's, like you said, dude, if there's someone that you really want to see.
Well, look, George Perez, he's going to retire.
Yeah, I already got him all done too. But, you know, you never know.
He's retiring this year.
Here's my best thing. Okay, here's my best example I can tell you. I have a video that's coming out on Sunday, okay? I didn't tell you about it, but I'm going to tell you right now. It's called How to Do Comic-Con Like a Pro, okay? And I kind of give a bunch of tips and shit like that. But the picture of it's me, Herb Trimp, and Len Wayne. Okay, so I got them. I'm with them in a picture, and so the thing is so horrible is like I was talking to Herb Trimp or Trimpy, however you want to say it, about moving down here because I'm a realtor, and he was talking. He wanted to move to Sedona. I'm like, I can help you, you know, if you want. And we were talking about it, and I got to spend time with those guys. They're the creators of so much shit, Wolverine and everything. And what happens? Was it Len Wayne passed first?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Len Wayne passed, and then, dude, not within a year, Herb Trimp died. I mean, the two of the biggest guys died. And I actually sat and talked with Jim Shooter about it for a while. Jim Shooter was showing me pictures of Herb Trimp flying his dad around. Jim Shooter's dad would go on, Herb Trimp would take him on flying lessons or flight or something. And he's just, everyone goes, dude. So again, to your point, Issues, if there's someone you really want to see, especially, you know, like Frank Miller, like you said, make the effort because not only is it an experience, but you might not get the chance. And Stan Lee's a great example. And I mean, I threw in Herb Trimp and Len Wayne because they died like that, and they have life left. They just died.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not like, you know, pop culture, right? Luke Presley just died, and he was 52.
Yeah.
So the reality is, if there is any creator that you're a huge fan of, and for you it would be super important for you to get a book signed by them, put that on the top of your list before buying more books or doing something else. Because actually meeting a person and getting their signature, there's an expiration date on that, and you don't know what it is. It's not stamped, but there's always going to be books out there you can buy. That book you're hunting for is always going to be out there, but that signature is not always going to be available. If you're a signature guy, like Hulknut said, he's not. Some people aren't. I love signatures. If it's a book I care about, I love getting one of the creators or all the creators to sign it. Just because.
And not only that, you can have a decent conversation with them. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You actually bond with someone that you grew up like reading, or I mean, dude, for me, like Claremont, like, dude, all the shit he wrote, dude, is what I grew up reading. Like, he wrote everything, dude. And it's just, well, at least X-Men and stuff like that, the Wolverines. He's
a gentleman too.
Oh, dude, I have my X-Men collection, right? Phoenix Com, I had an exhibitor pass, and I went in, and he's there by himself. And I'm like, I got a lot of books for you to sign. I want you to sign your entire run of X-Men. And it was like 250 books or something like that. And he's like, okay, $5 a book. I'm like, okay. And dude, at the end of it, I learned so much about him. And he's like, you helped me pay for my kids' college fund. I'm like, hey, you helped me finish a dream, completing a collection. So regardless, and just, I know we're talking about comics because that's what we do, and weightlifting stuff and shit. But well, that's not what I do. But I eat.
We know.
Let's talk.
I was just say, like, talk
about hamburgers and breaking records on views. Let's talk about that's what I do. And then this also, I think, for everybody, and I don't want to get touchy and emotional and all this with everything, but spend time with your loved ones. I think out of everything, that's the most important thing. I mean, some of us have some of our loved ones still, and some of us don't. I'm going through something currently with my mom, and I can see that she's getting older and getting taken advantage of, and all these things, And you lose people. I've lost loved one. A fiance. I lost one. She passed away. But this is fun. This is our hobby. These are things we love. But I really truly feel like family, when we're done, family's the biggest thing.
You're
and
right.
So, if you haven't seen one of your family members too, and they live on the other side of the country or something, and you can maybe go get a signing at a Comic-Con and go see your family member, do that. Throw that in there.
Double dip a little bit.
But yeah, I think it's, I don't want to interrupt the Comic-Con, the comic community, because I know a lot of people are doing signing things, like signing videos lately. And dude, I have like that's my biggest thing. And I want to do videos on it, but I'm not going to. So
I think you should. I don't think,
I'm not yet. I'm going to let theirs play out a little bit because I respect everybody. And I love you, man. I love you. I really do love Legend a lot. That was really great, man. I really appreciate it. But I got this thing with him. The other night I sent him a super chat. I said, I don't know what I said, but I put man love good night. And at man love good night. And he read it and he's like, well, that's kind of weird. But I just wanted to let you know, when I was saying good night, it was like good night, like you say it, because that's how I bond with him. I had a real good friend that used to, like, they must be from the same area, where they say good night all the time. And so that's why I put it. But I think he was thinking of us doing some man love and going to bed or something. I don't know what was going on there. But,
I mean, based off your Roy Thomas stories, it sounds like that's what you were aiming at.
Dude, all right. I'm going to do a porno with Roy Thomas and everyone's going to see it. We're going to go viral. There you go.
Wow.
Is that too far?
Yeah, I'll say you might overstep just a hair.
Too soon? I think we're good, dude. I think I can handle it. It's a late night show.
I think you're a habitual line stepper, Bill.
Whatever, dude. Well, then I'm keeping good company then.
I think we should put the Legends donation towards the Get Hulk his Squirrel Girl Grail fund.
I don't even think I have one Squirrel Girl. Is that wrong with me?
I mean, you just really hurt Hulk's feelings, but I'm okay with that.
Issues has a whole run, so he's getting his signed at New York Comic Con too.
So that I can gift it back to you in the greatest
special baby doll covers
in history.
Issues. It's cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The Model Vault was saying in here that he met Kirby.
That's awesome. I wish I had a Kirby signature. You know what? Whenever I see like old Kirby books places too, I always open them up because he's a guy that
First
does a lot
page.
of like first page signatures, and people don't realize that. So like, if I see like an old Kirby book in like a shop that doesn't really seem like they know what they're doing, or if I see like a super cheap Kirby book on eBay, sometimes I just roll the dice and buy it. And
Well, I think that's really rolling the dice there.
Yeah,
but that's true though. That's a true fact that people in the chat should know. That he almost always signed the book on the first page, and most of the time in pencil.
Yeah, but a lot of guys back then used to sign it on the first
page. Oh yeah, no, but
people back then when these comics came out, people were very against getting signatures on the cover because the slabbing didn't exist, and people recognized the comic was more important than just the cover. You know, I think I was talking to somebody on Instagram today, and I know I say this a lot. It's like you got, so many channels talk about slabbing, and the one thing I always consistently hear is people talking about like white pages. And it's funny to me because like why do you care what color the pages are when you've never seen them?
Well, I get it. That's funny, dude, but it is true. There's like that. No, I understand what you're saying, but there are the hunters that are hunting for just that. Like, I admit it, I did it once to get a white pages on a X-Men 4. But I was also upgrading my collection and stuff.
Well, I'm mostly breaking balls. I'm just saying, comics in terms of the medium, the reason why they used to sign inside was to just because it was sort of out of the way and it was more personal. It wasn't so much about like putting it in a frame and hanging it on the wall kind of thing.
Well, also, no, I think I get what you're saying. It's like a regular book signing, not, but I think it's also because they did. I think there were rules. I think there might have been a law at one time where you weren't allowed to deface the cover of the book. And so that's why they would open it up and sign on the bottom page. That's kind of where it started. And then if it was an artist, they would like flip it because they don't want to write on their own work. You know what I mean? And now it's like, hey, sign right on the book. I want to show it off because it's turned into that kind of like whether you think about it psychologically or not. It's more like, look, check it out, dude. My book's signed on the cover. But realistically, though, I'm, kind of messing with the art. Look, they already signed the covers. He's already signed it right there or printed.
Well, I think the industry's gone 180 on that. I think there was a level of respect too back in the day. You didn't sign on somebody else's cover, but now, look, they sell blank sketch covers. The industry, I think, has done a complete 180, and people have done a complete 180 about that sort of stuff. Because when I first got into collecting way back when, yeah, it was considered almost like taboo to have the front of the comic signed. Everybody did it on the back cover of the first page. But now, like I said, it's like an industry in itself. All these facilitators, it's almost going like the sports memorabilia route.
Oh, well, no, we're gonna sorry, a whole nother topic now, but sports cards died. The only thing that's still alive really is, and I'm not trying to insult anyone in the chat, but they had to go to a system where it's limited. So you go to buy a pack of cards and they're $100, because there's a one that's signed by only 5 times. So that's how sports cards are signed, because they mass produced. And now they're kind of out of the way and comics are next. Here, I'm going to try to get to the point really fast. Comics less. So now we have variants, right? They're still mass producing, but not like they did before in the 90s. They've slowed it down. They're doing variants. They figured out a way to do it. But also, I lost my train of thought. The thing that saves us, I think, because people are afraid comics are going to die, okay? And I bitch about 10,000 variants being out there for Wolverine #1 or Return of Wolverine. But the honest to God truth is this. Comics are art, and they're stories, they're books, they're writing. That shit lasts forever. Books last forever. People hunt for old books forever, and people look for art forever. So this is a good combination that in the long run, whatever the market does, there's still going to be value in comic books over sports cards, I think, because it's art and it's a story. You know what I mean? Sports card is just a picture of a player with stats. It's a totally, I don't know if I went totally in that weird direction, but
kind of a weird direction, yeah.
But do you understand where I'm going? Like, I feel like we don't have to worry too much about comics dying. I think that, yeah, maybe they'll go digital, But I think the only thing that would happen then is our books would be worth even more.
I think the old books, no matter what happens, I mean, getting off our original subject, but no matter what happens, the old books are always going to be worth something because people who want those, and there's a finite number of them out there. I mean, it's just like the old sports cards. Look, you go back to the 52 and earlier, those cards are still worth money, like big money.
Well, yeah, those.
But so
you
I
know,
don't
a
think,
McGuire rookie, Mattingly.
Well, no, like, you get a 52 Mickey Mantle card, you're still going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah, but that's the beginning, or the tobacco cards or whatever. I mean, believe me.
No, but I'm saying like the sports card, the whole sports memorabilia industry had like all the facilitators just to get stuff signed. And now we're starting to see that in comics now too. You're getting people who are just going to go to cons, get a certain book or whatever book signed by such and such and such and such, and it's going to come back graded to you. And now they're starting to charge like these big premiums. So there's like this whole nother industry coming out of the signature business now, like they did with sports memorabilia. They still do it with sports memorabilia. There's still places that have signed footballs, bats, boxing gloves.
I love going into that place. Like I just recently went in for my kids.
I like them.
I think it's funny though, Hope, because honestly, I think almost everyone in here, and I don't know, I'm not speaking for everyone here, but I have a pretty good guess. Most of us were collecting. We might have read comic books at one time when we were young, but I think we were all collecting sports cards. And then it moves on. Now we're to comics. You go to a Comic-Con, you want to find an artist to sign your book, or you get a slab or something like that, or you're going to go to the dealers and try to find a key book, or you're going to go just get signings, or you're going to buy convention exclusives only or prints or whatever. It has changed where you're doing. Some people pick one certain way. You know what I mean? I try to do it all, but I know eventually I'm going to end up just buying original art. I know eventually that's like the final stage, I think, for a comic book collector is page art, like original page art. I feel like I'm like moving there. Does that make sense?
That's definitely the big boy level of collecting. If you talk about having something that is, if you're buying just like raw books and you're saying, I want this book, there's a number of these books out there and you have one and then it's nice, but that's like the bottom level of collecting. Then you get this slabbed and what's your grade? So like, do you have a 4 or do you have a 9? And It's like the number keeps getting smaller. When you get to the point of having an original page of art, you are the only person that has that original page of art. That has to be the top level tier of comic.
Well, then the original page goes to the cover, or like the first full appearance. Like say, the page with the first full on it, either the first full or the cover. Cover's like the last stage. You know what I mean? So I hope to get to that level. I'm trying, but eventually I'll have to move everything that I have just to start doing that, because that's the big expensive stuff. But I think page art's amazing. I love having it. I bought 3 pages from I scored so big. I spent $400, I think, max on 3 original pages by Alan Davis, okay? And so I got
Bueller, this is the one you want? Bueller says he wants the Spider-Man behind me. I think this is the one he's talking about.
Yeah, I got something for issues.
Damn. I want one of those really bad, dude.
I don't know why you do that to me, man.
Because it's fun and you tease me about Squirrel Girl, so I'm showing you not one.
You know what's funny, dude?
Listen, I have a Hulk 277 third print that I want to give away to someone in the chat.
He has them right next to him, bro. He's got those every time, every video I've seen, those come out. He's got them like...
He takes them out just to mess with me. That's why.
Yes, that's why.
Just remember when you go over there exactly which box it is, because he grabs it from the same one.
Yeah, you got to make it all the way up to my
When
closet.
you go over there later tonight.
Hey, That's fine. I welcome somebody.
I've never come. I'm too scared to even get near the door.
I pray for that, man. I pray for someone to break into the house.
You're the type of guy you die in the grass before you even get there.
So I'm saying I'd love some, white chalk outlines all around my house to decorate. That'd be awesome. I'd take selfies with them too. Oh yeah.
Well, anyway,
you're a cruel man.
I think people are starting to. I mean, I'm not saying that people didn't already know this already, but people, whoever's in, look, I'm looking at the chat, and I'm not reading out everybody's, but I see a very diverse group in there. There's a lot of old names in there. There's a lot of new names in there. There's a lot from both sides of the community. Okay, there's all different sides. Everyone knows how the game goes, and I like to see everyone in there enjoying this show. And I think they realize that everyone in here, me, Hulk Nuts, and Issues, know a hell of a lot about comics, and we all have different views at it. And I think it's a good mix. That's why I like to do these shows. It's just, unfortunately, we don't always have the right timing. So I'm glad we did it tonight. And also, I heard rumor out there. I see Sunshine's in here. I heard rumor that there used to be a show called The Comic Cartel back in the day, or The Cartel, or something like that. And I see Bueller too. And so I hope that I think you might have been a part of that back in the day. I hope that you guys are cool with us resurrecting that name and trying to, he says, yeah, trying to do good with it. So whatever. I think you guys about ready to be done, because I think we're closing in on 2 hours, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was up late, so.
Me too. I was talking to RJ all night. Thanks, RJ.
It's 2 a.m. Now who's whining, Hulk Nuts?
Well, I was actually trying to be considerate of you without blaming it on you.
I was up late.
We have a show tomorrow night at 9. So
we do actually. Yeah. Hey, Bill, can we plug that real quick?
Do whatever you. Look, this is our show. This isn't my show. This is our show. Whenever it says the Comic Cartel, it's our show. I don't care what channel it's on.
So tomorrow night at 9 p.m.
Okay, we'll see you later.
9 p.m. West Coast time, midnight. If you're East Coaster like me, we have a show on Hulk Nuts channel. It's gonna be a little lighter than usual. We have a guest on, Sasquatch 210. If you guys don't know him, he's a cool dude. He does some cool unboxings, and he's gonna be on the show with us. And I think one of the main topics that we're going to be talking about is that Sasquatch is an artist himself, actually, for a living and as a hobby. And he's kind of getting himself rolling on creating a comic book of his own. So we're going to talk about that and ask him some questions about the process and about the comic book and like what his goals are and stuff. So I think that should be exciting. And I think it's cool to talk to somebody who's like up and coming in that field and talk about some of the stuff that they have planned moving forward with sort of, maybe self-publishing a book.
Yeah, like Chin's he's going to be breaking out soon, this book called The Devil in Me. I don't know. He's doing all the art for it. So hopefully that works for him. But also, I wanted to say something too, because I think everyone's going to really like this. Sunday night, I've reached out. When I try to get guests, I try to get guests to this stuff I like truly love. It's not like trying to get something like, I'm not knocking anybody like going after CGC or something like that. It's not like that. It would be cool, but I'm trying to get stuff that I know everyone in the chat and everyone on YouTube is going to love. So on Sunday, I got this guy, right? And he's the owner of a company called Build a Brick. And dude, it's at 5 p.m. Pacific. And I bring him because I know him pretty well. And he does these, dude.
Yeah, those are pretty sick, dude.
These are so sick. You know the little baseball card things? So he'll custom anything. There's so many sick things. I saw his house the other day, or his office, or whatever you want to call it. It's insane. So
which are they?
I think they're like $14.99. But dude, you keep them forever, dude.
Do they come in a Mylar?
Dude, it's better than Mylar, dude. And then also you can flip it. They have 2 cards. So like this one's like G.I. Joe Deadpool or whatever. Looks like a G.I. Joe, right? And then on the back it's got like Star Wars or something, like lightsaber.
I want a custom panda squirrel girl.
So he'll dude,
Yeah.
he
I can
will
smash
do
it with
that.
a
I
hammer.
asked him that. I don't want to like give away too much, but
I want an Andy Garcia.
it's good. There probably is one, dude. You should see his horror stuff, dude. It's awesome. So that will be my thing on Sunday to you guys as well. So I hope you guys come too. So again, I want to say thank you so much, Legend, dude. That was really surprising, and I do love.
Awesome.
I love everybody in here.
I gotta add one more thing too. I'm sorry, I forgot. Hulk, did you want to add anything about the show? Did I forget anything?
Oh, no, I think we covered. I was going to talk about. I forgot how it came up. I was going to talk about how I ended up with a coverless waterlogged Daredevil #1.
Okay, that's a good story. And I think you have another story too, as well.
Is this for tomorrow?
Yeah, this is for tomorrow's show.
Okay.
But no, also, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun too much on this, but I was planning along with a White Whale charity auction.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to get together maybe a few other people that might be interested in joining us. Each specific person involved is going to pick their own charity that they want to donate to. I think we're hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks. He's on vacation now. So if anyone out there knows anybody who wants to donate books or who wants to be involved in auctioning some stuff of theirs for charity, you could DM me on Instagram, or you could DM White Whale Comics, because it's probably going to be on his channel. And just so people know we're serious and we mean business, I'm actually going to be putting this up for auction 100% for charity. None of this money is going back into my pocket. It's my copy of Giant Size X-Men #1.
Damn.
$5.
6.
Not today. So if anyone else out there wants to donate anything, if anybody wants to participate and has some cool books they'd like to donate or auction off for charity, just know, or tell people.
Or even come and bid. I mean, way.
Obviously we want people to come and bid. If you know somebody who's looking for this book, if you're looking for this book, every cent I get for this is going to go to charity. So
I'm gonna buy that thing. I'm gonna press it, dude, and I'm gonna flab it.
It's in good shape. It's probably in a 4 to 5 range, and it's never been pressed. It could benefit from a press and a clean, if that's your goal. But I'm gonna be donating my proceeds to Smile Train, which is an organization that helps kids with like cleft palates and facial deformities. It gets them surgery for their mouths, for their faces, and it transports them back and forth to doctor's appointments and rehab and speech therapy, and helps them, learn how to eat, all the things they have trouble with because of these facial deformities. So every cent I raise is going to go to Smile Train, and every $250 I raise pays actually in full for a surgery for a kid. So if you guys want to come and we can get $400 or $500 for some of these books, that would be awesome. And it's not going to put anything back in my pocket. Everything I spent on this is going to be gone. So I want you guys to understand that.
When is the auction? Do you have a solid date yet, or is it a couple?
We don't. That's why I said I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but it is going to be coming up soon. It's definitely going to be before the end of this month, and I'm hoping within the next week or two. But I'm going to verify all that with White Whale this coming week when he gets back from vacation. But hopefully everyone who's out there, tell people, let people know. I think it's nice. I think I have a lot of cool books in my life, and I'm blessed to have a really healthy daughter. And I think if I can sell some of my books that make a difference for some other families and stuff, I think that's really cool. So it'd be awesome if people show up and bid. And it would be awesome too if anybody out there wants to donate some books, or like I said, if you have some books and you want to come on and pick a charity and sell some of your books for charity too, that would be awesome. Just get in touch with one of us, because I think that's something that we all can kind of do and participate in.
Sounds good to me.
That's it.
What about you, Hulk, dude?
What? No.
I'm just joking. He's like,
I'll say I'm closing off.
No, man, that sounds really cool. I'll try to put something together, a little package or something, to like a signed autograph, something. No, I'll send over some books for you to auction, and I'll definitely be bidding on stuff too because I love that stuff. So
I was gonna say, depending on when we do it, I want to put up some books to basically donate cookies to the troops. Since my daughters are Girl Scouts and everything like that, so some of my books are going to either go towards that, depending on when the auction in, or it's going to go to not Wounded Warrior exactly, but another organization like that. Say, because I'm, that's where I like to donate my money and my time and everything else is something for the troops. So just depending on when the auction is.
I'll try to get involved too because
which is actually what sparked us coming up with this, because we were trying to find a creative way to raise some money for Hulk's cause. And so he kind of initiated this whole conversation, and we were thinking, what's the best way for us to do this? And that's how this whole thing started. So it was really kind of started with Hulk Nuts. And so, it's going to be cool, man. I think it's going to be really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll probably put something together too. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's not weird, but it's interesting because you donate to all different things. It kind of get a little hectic, but if we're all doing it ourselves, is that kind of the thing? Like,
yeah, I mean, only because I know if you just pick like one, you can sometimes, I don't want people to feel like they're just going to only bid on books for the charity they like. I think all the charities are worthwhile. We haven't finalized that yet.
Yeah.
So, each one of us has a specific charity we picked. We haven't finalized whether or not it's like just the books you sell, or if we're going to split it times how many people. So we're not 100% sure on how we're going to do it. We have to work that out. We have to see how many people we get. If it's like 6 or 7 people involved, then it may make more sense to just take the full number together and divide it by like 7 and give an even distribution to every charity, just so everyone, it doesn't matter what you bid on or what books you buy, you're equally helping every charity. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, I think either way, it's a great idea, and I'm sure everything will be figured out at the end, and I'll try to be a part of it too. Anybody in the chat I'm sure there's plenty of people in here that are probably going to want to be a part of that. I know it already. So, and of course, make sure to go to that. I'll announce it as well, like when it'll be on my channel, and no, it won't be on my channel, but I will keep everyone updated on my channel of when it's going to happen. Everyone's going to know. We all know, but I'll make sure that happens.
Yeah. Well, once we speak and Hulk and myself and White Whale, and we get everything 100% solidified, we'll let everybody know, and we'll put this stuff out there on as many YouTube channels and Instagram pages as we can, and kind of get the word out, and just hope that, hopefully a ton of people show up and want to help out.
Sounds good to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
Just know, you guys, when you see Comic Cartel going live anywhere, it's a good thing. So we'll see you next time, and you might learn something. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys.
Later.